Hey y'all, welcome back to Queen of O'Hara. Good morning. I'm outside in the lovely outdoors, and so I apologize for that big radiant sun behind me, but it is gorgeous and it is really nice out here. Today, we are going to do the recap of Yolana. This is the last season, y'all. This is the last season. This is episode 2. This was a much better episode than last week's, in my opinion. Everything here is my opinion, of course. So let's just jump right in, okay? So, Yolana, season 8, episode 2, My Marriage is None of Our Business, was the title to this one. Okay. And it was about a couple that had been married for 6 years and they owned and ran a business together, and it was not working out for them. They were both very, very unhappy. So, Yolana has them come to the Mansion of Healing, right? The therapy mansion, to spend the night. So Yolana loves her some props. Last week we had the Stairway of Valleys to the Throne, right? This week's props, Yolana had 3 doors for each of them, the husband and the wife, right? So when they came in, her assistant had them blindfold themselves and they put them in front of these 3 doors. And each door had a plaque or something on it saying something. And she asked each of them to pick which door. Okay, right? So the gentleman's name is Idris, and he's 46. And the lady's name is Deidre. Deidre. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Deidre. Deidre. Sorry. So Idris and Deidre. Okay. So Yolana puts Idris in front of his 3 doors. And his 3 doors, his options were, the first door said, I married the woman of my dreams. That's the door my husband would pick, y'all. Okay. The second door said, I made my bed. Now I have to lie in it. Right. And then the third door said, I married a nightmare and I don't know how to get out. These were the 3 options that he had. Which one do you think he picked? Did you watch the episode? Well, he picked the door that said, I made my bed. Now I have to lie in it. So, not the most flattering one that he could have picked for his wife, per se, but, definitely not the I married a nightmare. Okay, so Deidre's 3 choices were, I married my knight in shining armor. I married him because I wanted to be chosen, or if only you knew. Okay, so she picked the door that said, if only you knew. So then Yolana, that ball of fire behind me, it may be an issue, y'all. I'm sorry. So then after they picked their door, they had to wear little tags that had that because Yolana said, whatever you're thinking, even if you don't say it, you're carrying that around with you. And then she proceeded to give the man a bucket of lemons. And I thought maybe we were going to make lemonade, but we did not. She then threw the lemons in the bed. So she takes them to upstairs to the bed, and then she says, pick one. Are you for the business, or are you for the marriage? So they were both for the marriage. And she also asked them, and this is a really good question. Whenever you decide to go to therapy with your significant other or your spouse, she asked them, are we here to repair a marriage or dissolve one? Okay. Because there is no sense trying. You cannot fix a relationship if just one person's trying to fix it. You both have to be trying to fix it at the same time, right? Right? Takes some people about 20 years to figure that out. And you both have to be trying to fix it at the same time. It doesn't do any good if one of y'all is working for the marriage and trying to fix it, and the other one's already half gone, on plenty of fish looking. You both have to be working on it at the same time. Okay. So both of these people come from families where they had fathers that were in active addiction. You know how Yolanda likes to try to get some, history, and then and I do agree with that point though. If you don't work on your foundation, how you're raised, your belief system, your environment growing up, if you really don't work on that, it is hard to be a functioning adult in a relationship. And I know a lot of people are against therapy, and you don't even necessarily just, it's working on yourself. It's you can read self-help books. You can if you have a good friend that asks you the right questions, but I mean that's just it's really important getting to where you came from, why you feel the way that you do. And sometimes after you analyze that, it's easier to fix the problem when you know what the root of the problem is, right? So this couple had been married for 6 years, but they met and 3 months later moved in together. And then within 6 months of starting to date, they were married. So it was somewhat of maybe a quick courtship and marriage, right? And then a total, they have 11 kids. So she had two, they had two together, and then apparently he had half of a soccer team over on the side. So together they have 11 kids that range in ages from 29 to 3. So that right there is enough to make you need to go on Yolanda, right? I could not imagine. We only have 2 kids and we need Yolanda like on standby. So, whew, 11 kids. That just wears me out thinking about it. How about y'all? How many kids is too many? Me and my husband, we were talking about this. Like, if you were or are single, how many kids is too many? Like, when you meet somebody and you're thinking about going out with them or you're getting to know them, like, how many kids do they have to say for you to be like, that's a deal breaker? I told my husband, I said I did not want to date anybody with kids because I have the joy of already having 2 wonderful baby daddies that I have to communicate with. And I just felt like if I got with a man who had an explosive baby mama or 2 or 3, that's just too much. That's just putting more drama into my life. So maybe if someone had kids that were already grown or were older, that would have been a possibility. But I knew I didn't want anyone with children that were still at home being raised. And not because I don't like children, because I don't like having to deal with the adults that are involved in raising the children. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Y'all make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button and leave me a comment. If you leave a comment, for each comment you leave on a video, I enter you in a drawing for our candle bundle. Okay, so Yolanda asks the wife, Deidre, to go out of the room, and then she talks with Idris about his spiritual foundation. Apparently he's Muslim, I believe he said, but he wasn't practicing. And she told him, that he just really needed to get into touch with his spiritual foundation, because if he didn't, she asked him who he answered to. Whoa, that is bright. We may have to move, y'all. And she asked him who he answered to, and So she told him, you just need to get back into your spiritual foundation. And then his homework was to write a prayer for his wife, which the next day when she had him read the prayer for his wife, he started kind of tearing up, and it was actually really, really sweet. One of the nicest things someone can do is to hold space for you or pray for you. Um, and I thought that was very nice because when she had asked them, I'm so sorry, y'all. When she had asked them if they loved each other, they said yes. But then when she asked them if they were in love with each other, neither one of them was very hot to answer that question. So it's like they had lost their flame. So the woman, she told her that she had the hairstyle of a 14-year-old. All right now, and that she needed to say what she felt. So she proceeded to tell her husband that he was lazy and disorganized. He hadn't filed. Now, this one right here, y'all, this got my anxiety going. He has not filed taxes for the business for the past 5 years. What? What? I don't, I'm not afraid of a whole lot of people in this world, but I am afraid of the IRS. Okay. Um, I could not imagine not filing taxes for 5 years. Yes, if you know me, I do not mess with the IRS. Okay. I still have records from cash earnings in 2010. Okay. Just in case they try to come back up on me. I am not about to mess with the IRS. But, so he's not handling his business. He's like literally, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And but he wants her to file the taxes, but then he doesn't really trust her to be a part of the business. So it was just, they just had a lot of things they really needed to say to each other. One of the things that I did like about this was Yolana was like, told the wife to tell him what his problem was. And the wife starts telling him, and she's like, she's nagging, she's bitching. And Yolana's like, no, girl. And they switch seats, and Yolana like gets all up on this woman's husband, and she's rubbing his arm, and she's like, presentation really is everything. If you want somebody to do something, the way you present it is key. For me, if you make me think it's my idea, then I'm all for it. If you tell me to do something, I'm going to intentionally not do that thing that you told me to do, because that's just the stubborn kind of person I am. So Yolana said the woman has to talk to her man to get him to move the way she needs him to move. And, that's kind of true. So if nagging, bitching at your man doesn't work, stop doing that. And is what Yolana did to the woman, which I thought was very rude. But, that is probably what men hear. Or if your husband bitches to you, if the parents are bitching to the kids, whatever, people just, So presentation really is everything. So she had them talk about what their goals and their dreams for this marriage was, and that they needed communication and time together. And also what happens when the dream for a marriage dies. So that was, they I think they really worked some things out while they were with Yolana. Also, Yolana got Deidre a makeover, so she looked smoking hot. So hopefully they will be able to go back to their real lives. Now, I will have to tell you this. I am so nosy, okay? I want to know so bad what business these people own or run. Um, I just want to know. I'm just curious. Just, just curious. It never mentioned what business they own. But the woman was saying that the man was lazy and sleeping, and he was saying he was tired. And but when you have that many kids, like you really don't, you will be tired. You're probably going to be tired for the rest of your life. Okay. So just suck that up, Buttercup. So I don't know. What did y'all think about this episode? I really enjoyed this episode. It seemed to go fast. I would have been okay with another hour, maybe. I was much happier with this week's episode than last week's, but that's just me. These were like real people. Last week was that a celebrity woman, or I think she thought she was more of a celebrity than what she really is, my opinion. But I don't know. I'm very excited about this last season of Yolana, and I really hope that it just keeps getting better and better. I like Yolana Van Zant. I have her books. I follow her on Facebook. She does seminars and speaking and stuff. So, it's kind of like with anybody, you just kind of pick and choose, and you might find something that helps you. Whew. Well, I think that's about it, y'all. Did I leave anything out? Leave me a comment and let me know. Did you like this show? What do you think of Yolana's props? My husband cannot stand Yolana, but he enjoys seeing what props she's going to come up with. So we can only wait and see what we have for next week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much for joining me. And remember, do something nice for yourself and do something nice for someone else. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.